To those who carried the I love Irene Ng sign, the feeling is mutual. Love you too. Fellow citizens, a very good evening to all of you. 大家晚上好. Para penduduk yang saya hormati, salam hormat. To our Indian residents, vanakkam. Hello, Tampines. Hello, Tampines. It has been a privilege to serve you as your MP for the last 10 years. In the last decade, we have gone through good times and bad times together. I'm sure you remember how we grappled with the severe economic crisis from 2001 to 2003. That's the first one. And the second one was from 2008 to 2009. Can you remember how hard it is for us? Can you remember how anxious we were? Our residents were worried about their jobs, worried about the value of their flats, worried about paying their bills. Through these difficult times, the PAP team worked hard to cushion our residents from the worst effects of the crisis, both at the national level and also at the local level. At the national level, the priority was to save your job and protect your savings. At the local level, our priority was to provide a strong safety net for those affected. We provided financial assistance, we organized job fairs, we also opened up opportunities for our residents, especially the unemployed and the low income, to earn some extra pocket money. For example, in Tampines Changkat, I started the Sunday market in 2002 at our Tampines Round Market. It's a very popular hawker center and wet market. We provide tables, we even provide the goods to sell, and all that's required of our residents is to market them and sell them. They keep the profit. The Sunday market is now a permanent feature at the popular market that we have now in Tampines Round Market. You should go there and patronize the stalls and support our residents there. It's a very exciting place to be. We continue to help many low-income residents through this way. Another difficult time that it's seared in my memory was when the Nickel Highway collapsed in 2004. Can you remember the Nickel Highway crash? Can you remember that one of our residents, Heng Yao Piao, perished in the massive cave-in? Can you remember that we called him the Hero Heng because he rushed his workers to safety, but he was behind and he was trapped. It was too late for him to get out. It was a terrible time for the family. So when I found out about the accident, I rushed down to the crash site. There was a search and rescue going on. They couldn't find the body. And I sat there with the wife and the two young children, Joanne, then 8, and Daniel, then 10, during that grim period, keeping vigil day by day, often late into the night. It was painful for the family to come to terms with the loss of their sole breadwinner. It's traumatic. More than once, the wife, Sally, wept on my shoulders and wailed in utter grief. I can still remember her wailing. It just cut through my heart. She was worried about many things, but was in no state to deal with them. So we helped. She was worried about paying household bills. We gave her emergency funds straight away. She was worried about not being able to keep up the payment for their flat. So I called up Mr. Ma Baotan, our Minister for National Development, and asked for help, and help came straight away. She was anxious about her future and that of her two young children. We raised funds for her. Singaporeans were generous, donated a lot of money, so much money that I was very worried. And so we set up a public trust fund to ensure that it's administered wisely for the family. And there was so much money raised that it's enough to take care of her and her two children, take care of their household bills, take care of their education, right up through to university. I still meet the family regularly. Her two children receive our EduSave Merit Bursary every year, and it's a joy to see both of them grow up to be strong and healthy children. I cite these two cases to highlight just one key point tonight in my speech. The PAP team can be trusted to take care of you. The PAP team is there for you, especially when times get tough. We help residents to upgrade their skills so that they can find better jobs. We even help to pay for their training. We provide financial assistance when needed. We are proactive. We react quickly. We take the lead. We don't wait around. We devise programs. We get them implemented for your benefit and with the support of our grassroots leaders. In our job as PAP MPs, we often help our residents this way, quietly and without fanfare. We serve with sincerity. We serve from our hearts. So when you hear an NSP leader saying that PAP leaders only lead with their heads and not their hearts, you know they are wrong. As usual, they speak not grounded on fact or on reality, but just plain wrong comments that are based on inaccurate interpretations and ways to work you up, to work your anger up, to make you feel that the PAP don't care for you. But you know, don't you? You know that the PAP cares for you. You know we help you. You know we are there for you when you need us. You know we are there every Monday at the MPS listening to your problems. You know we do our best for you, not only on the election time, but week after week, month after month, year after year. We make sure we help residents in a way that will give them comfort and strength to look forward to a better future. We provide a range of programs and for all groups, from young to old. In my block visits, I often see elderly residents, and many of them are in their 80s and 90s, and we know that it's a trend because Tampines is a mature estate and we have an aging population. And you know that because they are frail, they sometimes feel very inadequate. They don't dare to go out of their house. And they sometimes feel left out because the world is so fast-paced, everything is just so different for them. So they may not know how to make friends, how to find support, and especially when they're feeling unwell or facing problems. So my worry for such elderly people is that such isolation will lead to faster deterioration in their physical and mental health. So in 2005, we set up a Befriending Plus program called Silver Connect, which reaches out to our elderly and keeps them engaged and active. Befriending Plus, because residents are trained to not only befriend the elderly and to also spot signs of depression, but also to draw them out, to make sure that they know what's going on in the neighborhood, to make sure that they know how to tap on the resources that we have for them, to make sure they come and join our activities and feel a part of the community, to enjoy the progress that all of us have as one community. Today, the program reaches out to 600 elderly, and the numbers are rising. The elderly among us is a treasure. They have toiled hard and sacrificed hard and a lot to build a better life for their children. We honor them. We want to help them grow old with dignity and grace. We have more plans in store for our elderly. In Tampines Changkat itself, we plan to build another elder care center with rehab services and social programs. We already have two, St. Luke's Elder Care and Meta Rehab Center, but they are running at full capacity. So we need to build another one, and we'll do that for our elderly. We are also going to build studio apartments for the elderly so that they can grow old with peace of mind. You heard Mr. Ma said about asset enhancement. Today, if they live in a 4-room flat, a 3-room flat, it can fetch quite a good value because in Tampines, the value of our flats are always in demand. The facilities here are excellent. The community is strong. You have all the shopping malls, all the banks, and all the facilities here. But if they right size to a studio apartment, they cash out, they can enjoy the retirement without worrying about having to fund their retirement years. And this studio apartment for the elderly also come with elderly-friendly features such as non-slip flooring and an alarm system. and this will give them peace of mind. And this is what we want to do for our residents in Tampines. And when I go around talking to my elderly, they said, Miss Ng, when you build a studio apartment for the elderly, please don't forget me. And I know this is what they want. So this is coming to Tampines Changkat, so I hope this will cheer them up. This afternoon, in a block visit, an elderly woman called me her Lao Peng Yu. She said, Miss Ng, is you why Lao Peng Yu? So her old friend. It is good to know that the elderly feel that way about me. I also feel the same way about them. They are also my Lao Peng Yu. And we also know that our young families need more support. So in Tampines Changkat at least, and I know that all the other divisions are also planning things for families and the elderly, but in Tampines Changkat, we will build a new family service center with a pilot outreach program for youths. In the last 10 years, I've spent a lot of time listening to you, understanding your concerns, your aspirations, and your hopes. I've spoken up boldly for you in Parliament and questioned national policies. I've reflected your concerns, including on transport problems and the cost of living. I will continue to be a vocal champion in Parliament. Residents, we live in an unpredictable world. But one thing we can be sure of, one thing. As long as the PAP team is in charge, you will have a helping hand when you need it. We will do our best to help you. We will grow Tampines. That is our promise. It is not an empty promise. Our track record proves it. So vote for the team you can trust. Vote for the team that really cares for you. Vote to grow Tampines. Vote the PAP. If I may, thank you.